I guess just with the games wrapped up,
Yeah.
just describe your experience with the games and how much of a dream it was to kind of get that bronze medal.
Yeah, I mean, when you went from a COVID Olympics, and I'm sure Tokyo, that was the hardest Olympics to ever put on for
Yeah.
any country. You go from that to a Paris Olympics, which was sold out stadiums every morning session, evening sessions. They were so loud. They were just so accommodating. There was so much stuff to do. Like
Yeah.
it was like packed with stuff. And I was laughing. I was saying I needed to almost be there for 3 or 4 weeks to kind of get
Yeah.
through everything I needed to do. But obviously my goals to going there was to bring home a medal for my country, and that's what happened. So right now I'm just kind of still on cloud nine and really taking in all the experiences that and the friendships that I've met at the Olympic Games and what this medal now I could do with my voice, and I'm pretty excited about it.
For sure. Just on the medal specifically, I saw pictures of people's medals like rusting and stuff. Has that happened with yours, or is it still in good shape?
Mine, no, mine hasn't happened, but
Okay,
I'm
that's
laughing
good.
because a lot of people are like, they're partying with it. It's out in the sun, they're sweating on it. It's like, I don't
Yeah.
think I would do that with any type of
Mm,
jewelry anyway. So
fair enough.
I wonder if
Um,
it's them more so.
Fair enough. Yeah. Do you think that this was your last games, or do you have your eye on
No.
LA?
Yeah, LA for sure. I mean, we sit here and it's hard to talk like 4 years in advance. I mean, injuries happen to anyone at any point in times, and the
Sure,
body
but
will definitely tell you when to be done. But I mean, you always have a goal in mind. There's always something to look forward to, and knowing that LA is so close to Canada, and it's just such a great hub for social media and really building a brand leading into it. I just think LA would be an icing on the cake if I decided to finish at LA.
for sure. No, that sounds makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So obviously, you have your OnlyFans account on the side as
Yeah.
well. Um,
hmm
how much of a role did that help you in funding the trip to Paris, and how much support financially did Canada give you in getting to the tournament?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know definitely they're paying for our room and board or accommodations for the athletes, but I definitely paid for my coaches to go there,
Mm,
for them to stay up. I mean, I'm covering all those costs, and his food for the whole week, which I would do that if, you know, to just be at the Olympic Games with my coach is one of the greatest moments ever. He's my best friend. So,
yeah,
it's been a financial thing that definitely has changed my life where I don't really have to think about it anymore. I don't think about who can come, who can't,
mm,
what I can offer, what I can't. It's been a platform that I've been able to just be my authentic self. And I think a lot of people are like, wait, did you dance? Did you plan that? And it's like, well, first of all, I didn't plan to dance. I planned to celebrate after my Canadian record because if you know Alysha Newman, I've been breaking the Canadian records for the last 6, 7 years. So
yeah,
I've always thrown a backflip, I've always done a dance or a fist pump or something to get the crowd going, screamed in the crowd, muscle or any type of thing that comes out naturally to me, it's happened. So this one was leading in because I thought more so let's fake an injury because I've been injured so much the
yeah,
last 4 or 5 years that my coaches thought it would have been really, really funny. And just to get the crowd like, oh no, did she just get hurt? And then breaking into a dance, which obviously I think there's a lot better twerkers than I've ever twerked besides that twerk. So I'm not even going to claim that that was a twerk, but I'll let the internet do what it wants to do and call it a twerk.
for sure. You mentioned like getting your coaches to the Olympics and like
Yeah.
using the money for that. What are other
Yeah.
sort of expenses that people wouldn't kind of consider that are inconvenient that,
Yeah.
this platform allows you to sort of take care of and not have to worry about as much?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I did. I actually turned my whole house into this wellness house. So I bought a barrel sauna, I bought a
Oh,
cold plunge, a hot tub, and a hyperbaric chamber. So my whole house has this huge wellness. Everyone laughs at me, and when every time they come over, they come over for like a Veta spa. Like they want to come and just come and relax and do the rounds, and the Scandinavian spa vibes is what I have at home, and that was a lot of money that it's come in, and then you add on like chiro and massage. I mean, that stuff can be $500 to $800 a week that I'm getting that type of treatment on. And when that adds up over 4 years, I mean, it continues to grow. Then you talk about, I'm getting blood tests taken every 3 months to make sure my
Mm.
vitamin levels, um, all my like I'm hydrated. I have the right like irons like for women wise. If I didn't have that income, I was checking on my iron and my iron was actually really, really low going into the Olympic year. So we were able to find out more things about my body than
Yeah.
I've ever known before. So the knowledge that I've been able to accumulate because of my financial gains with OnlyFans and my other sponsors has only helped me get this bronze medal more than ever because I've been able to say a lot more yeses than a lot more, okay, well, I got to see if I can afford it, and kind of have a step back and a re-look at my finance.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there's like always, a stigmatism around it, and I am well aware of it. But I have so much faith in the company and where it's going, and we're starting to see it. I mean, we see some F1 racers, we see
Mm.
chefs, we see DJs on it now, so it's pretty cool. And I knew that I had to stick behind a company. I mean, if you're a startup company and you don't believe in yourself, then why are you even a part of something? So I knew there was going to be stigmatism, but my mom and my parents have raised pretty thick skin on me to deal with the stigmatism that comes with it. And I'm just honored to actually be a part of it because they have given me finances to learn not just, budgeting money and learning, but now investments. Like I'm investing all my money that I'm making from the Olympics, putting some into crypto, putting some into like high yield. Like I am doing everything and learning that all on my own. And without that type of finance, I would never have learned that.
Yeah, no, I saw you say something in an AP article that you're buying property now with some of this
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Like has that been a long-term passion, or is that kind of a new thing?
Yeah, well, what I don't think a lot of people know that I love interior decorating, and I
Okay.
grew up. My parents built their dream home when we were young. So growing up, I saw them build this most beautiful home that then they created this beautiful family with. So I definitely am going to build my own, but I love hosting. I love having people over and having, unique experiences in my life. So I'm setting up a couple Airbnbs when I get back, actually, in the properties that I've built or bought and built, and it's just been really, really fun process and a stressful process, which I really enjoyed because it's something that is expanding my mind in so many different challenges and just continue to build this character that I didn't know could get stronger and stronger
Mm.
over the years. And so it's been fun for me because I think not only am I going to be uh, like maybe not even didn't don't have to work post track, but I'll be able to start a business with this
Yeah,
type of income to then help people and have that Olympic mindset and give that to everyone, and
for
share
sure.
it.
For sure. I mean, from these games, and obviously you had that celebration that kind of went viral, but just
Yeah.
from you winning a medal also in these games, like, have
Yeah.
you seen an increase in like your subscribers and in the
Oh
money
yeah.
that's coming? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Like I would say like even Instagram, like I would say like 10 times more than the previous months. And so
Wow.
it's quite insane. My whole team actually had to get on a phone call because a lot of the website was crashing because of how many
Mm.
people actually came on. So we're like, hey, what are our plan Bs? What are we gonna do? Like help me get some heavier software. So I know a lot of the OnlyFans software people were jumping on the call with me. Like I need to be able to answer everybody and send the videos out. I was sending actually before this phone call up close picture of my medal and showing just thanking people for being a part of this support and showing what box it comes in, the Louis Vuitton box, and then the Nike box that they give me. So people were so stoked to be able to be that up close with a medal and to know like be the first people to see it.
Yeah. Is there like a ballpark like percentage like rise or something like that you could put on it, or do you not have that?
For what do you mean like
Like for
rise
like
on
how
my.
much it, yeah, like how like the subscribers or like sort of like how the rise of your account, I guess, from this before the Olympics to now.
um I've gotten over 20,000 new subscribers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And it's still coming in.
great.
And so
Um,
that's an even or an ish.
yeah. So obviously I'm sure you know this, but you're
And on
not the,
Instagram, actually, sorry,
no.
I think I've almost up 200,000.
Wow. 200,000
Yeah.
more.
on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then about 20 more thousand on
Okay.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sure you know this, but there's other athletes too that were in the Olympics that kind of use the
Yeah,
platform to sort of like fund themselves.
of
I'm just going to read
course.
you a quote that I'm guessing you don't agree with it, but I'm just going to read it. And I'll give you a chance to say it. There's a
Okay.
Mexican diver named Diego Beleza uh, Isaias who said, "I firmly believe that no athlete does this because they like it. It's always because you need to." Uh, how
Yeah.
would you respond to that? I mean, is it something that you feel like you need to do, or do you enjoy it, or is it a mixture of both?
I think it's such a personal thing. I mean, you ask anybody about Instagram, like, do we really enjoy posting all the time on
Hmm.
Instagram? It's the same type of energy, you know. I I actually think I enjoy OnlyFans more
Hmm.
because I'm getting finance kickback for
Yeah.
my hard work of posting. Like we're constantly trying to put up the best Instagram caption or story and we're not getting as much kickback, and a lot of people don't know, but Canadians don't get paid on TikTok. Like you have to reset your TikTok to be
Hmm.
in the States. We
Didn't
don't
know
get
that.
paid like a lot of the celeb TikTok
Sure.
girls
Yeah.
and guys. So, for me, it's such a mixed emotion because if someone was like, you have to pick one platform and you can only use one platform, it would be OnlyFans because I'm not only communicating with people every single day that want to see me be great, but I'm also making money doing it. And it's like, you know, time is money, right? And so a lot
Yeah.
of us in the modern day and age, we get paid hourly. Why am I not getting paid hourly? And so this has been a platform where I feel more rewarded, more valued. And again, it's right now at this time, I have a lot of downtime to be able to message people back and communicate with them because, I'm training for 4 or 5 hours, then I'm resting. And so it's been a platform that was a no-brainer for me because I can do whatever I want for how many hours I want to work, and then I can cut it off. So it's my own hours. I pick when I want to do it, what I want to post, and I enjoy it. I enjoy communicating with the fans.
For sure. Was there any conversations with other athletes that did it when you were there, just about using it or
Yeah.
about any practices or whatnot?
Yeah, we tried so hard to get a bunch of other content creators that are on the platform
Yeah.
to come and do a video and stuff, and we
Oh,
almost
okay.
had it, but then two other people had media requests that was more
Mm,
important that they needed to do. So we were so close on getting some content at the Olympics with a bunch of us. And again, it's not my place to tell who else is on there, but I
sure.
know tons of Olympians that are on there and are doing so well. And it's a personal choice. If
Sure.
you can accept it, like I said, the stigmatism that comes behind it, and you can have a thicker skin and you feel secure in your
Yeah,
own self of what you're doing, then why are we listening to people that I would never take opinions from? So it's a bittersweet thing at the moment. Again, like I said, I do have a belief that the platform is changing. And so I think we'll have a conversation in a couple of years from now, and you'll be like, "Were you not the smartest person ever?" And I'll be like, "Hell yeah, I was."
yeah. I mean, you mentioned it's obviously like a personal choice, and obviously
Yeah,
athletes, from different federations might have different levels of
yeah,
funding or lack of
yeah,
funding. I mean,
yeah.
is there an aspect of you that looks at it, maybe in other athletes' cases? Because it seems like um, with your case, it's more sort of like, kind of an icing on the cake at this point a little bit. But would you look at it from another athlete's perspective, like, that it's it's kind of negative, not that they're using it, but that they have to use it to sort of be able to fund all of these things that maybe their federation
Yeah,
them enough money to,
of
practice and
course.
whatnot.
Of course, if I could sit here and I mean, let me be honest, if I could make what an NBA, an NFL, or NHL player is going to make, or some of the best tennis players in the world, I
Sure.
think it would be a total different conversation. Who knows? I might still want to connect with fans and still want to feel them more on a personal level because I get a lot of positive energy from it.
Right.
Um, but at the moment, I needed to do when COVID hit and the whole reason I actually, and a lot of people probably don't know this, the whole reason I started it was because I had such a high fan base on Instagram. I wanted to bring all my fans and people that loved pole vault to the Olympic Games that there
Mm.
was no one attending. So
Yeah.
originally I started it because I was
Because of the
like,
COVID
I need
Olympics.
your,
Yeah.
and yeah, I need your energy. Like, get me riled up that I'm going to an
Mm.
Olympic Games. And so that's what I kind of was using it for, but it went so well, and it did so well that we just said, okay, as a team, do you believe in it? I said, yep, this worked, this didn't work, let's do this, let's do that. But I understand. I think that's a bigger conversation. I mean, track and field was the first time in the Olympics where only the gold medalists got paid this year. So it's,
Mm.
it's a movement that we've had, that World Athletics came in and they're paying the track and field athletes for gold. And I think Paris, by then, they're going to pay 1, 2, and 3. And so we've seen some movement. We haven't seen any change in like the government of Canada helping us out more. I mean,
Right.
we get paid monthly if you're in a certain, it's called the CAP program. If you're in the top, I'm pretty sure, or top 15 in the world, you're going to get a stipend month. But again, it's very, very little that you can't just do that full time if
Yeah.
you're just having that. So I
Sure.
understand where it could be negative and you're kind of forced or pulled that way. But I also want people to know they're allowed to do what they want on there. So don't let it. My mom always says, "Don't sell your soul to the devil." So do what you feel comfortable doing
Sure.
on that platform or any platform, right? Like it doesn't have to be just Instagram. I mean, just OnlyFans. It could be
Yeah.
so many different platforms. Like you can't tell me people don't enjoy waking up, say, I have to make another TikTok today to stay relevant. Like it's a lot of work. Being a
Yeah.
social media
Yeah.
contenter is a lot of work. And so doing that plus athletics, it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the stigma yourself before, and you said it sort of doesn't phase you at this point. Was there a
Yeah.
point where it was sort of hard to,
Um,
obviously you can do what you want on there, but of course there's a
yeah,
certain connotation that comes with OnlyFans. Like, was
of
there a point
course.
where it was affecting you more than it is now?
I mean, so in 2020, I did this sick campaign with AP, Agent Provocateur, where I was pole vaulting in lingerie. And
Okay.
that's kind of where it all started, like for me, because I was so comfortable in my skin. I thought, I want to motivate people. I want people to feel like you could look like me and still be an Olympic athlete. I don't feel like I'm the best looking athlete out there, but I also don't think I'm ugly either. So I think at the end of the day, it's really started with, you know, it almost gave me a lot of confidence to be my authentic self. And you have to interview my mom, but she said like the way I danced and danced to my celebrations, that's who I was. I'm just such an outspoken, vulnerable, and I do things that just allow me to be me. And so when I'm on a platform that maybe people were judging, it never bothered me because I had talked to my family before. I had talked to my coaches. I had talked to people and say, hey, I'm going on this platform. I know it has a stigmatism. It's more on what other people think. I don't care,
Yeah.
but I want you to know this is what I'm doing. And even like my sponsors are like, hey, whoa, 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 what's going on here? And I'm like,
Mm.
listen, here's a free subscription. Go online, follow, you do what you want, and we can talk later if something that you don't feel comfortable with. And it's been so nice to know that a lot of companies have stayed with me through it all because they just know who I am. They know me personally. And that's why we were having this conversation actually the other day at dinner. We were saying it's so hard because Olympic year comes around. And then you have these huge sponsors that put your name and your
Mm.
face everywhere. Especially in Canada, we have like 5 or 6 sponsors that put some of the best athletes and
Yeah.
medalists only every 4 years. And I'm like, but do you really, really have a relationship with these companies? I personally don't want that. They
Mm.
want that for their income to pay for their family and what they need. But I want a relationship. Like every single sponsor has messaged me directly and sent me a video of congratulating me. And I know for a fact some of those best sponsors or the top end sponsors during the Olympic Games will never even message one of the medalists. And I just want a different personal level. And maybe that's why I'm on it because I can communicate to my fans personally. It's not just this facade of me being on Instagram, follow me.
Sure.
You know, I
Yeah,
wanted a more personal level. Maybe I just enjoy a little more intimacy with people rather than it just being surface level.
for sure. I mean, obviously it seems like you're going to continue using it in the
Yeah.
future, but
Mhm.
does the strategy or the plans of what you want to put out change, I guess, after an Olympics? Like, what does that look for you? Does it, obviously now the next Olympics are quite a ways away. Um,
Yeah.
like, what is
But
that strategy going forward?
I have world championships. I have
Yeah,
three more competitions this year. Like you don't ever stop being an athlete. You don't ever stop learning. You never stop helping, teaching people or giving people advice on what you do in your life that can maybe help them. So I don't think I'm going to do much more than what I've been doing. You know,
yeah,
I've really found a group of it and a community that really enjoys being a part of it. I don't know unless we come up with a like me and my team come up with a better strategy on connecting to more people because we now that I have so many people on there, I'm like I need to separate on like who I'm gonna like really spend my time with because I'm obviously gonna stick with the people that have been with me leading before
sure.
everything went viral. But I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting. It's kind of like there's no real strategy behind it. We're just going to enjoy it and we're going to bring home the bronze medal. And maybe with the finance and me raising so much money, I mean, my goal is to build a high performance track and field center in Canada. So maybe with the money, that's where it's going to go back to. So we just got to see how much money we can push on it. And maybe we can get some donors in on it as well, leading into that, because that would be so rewarding having the medal and then building a facility that can then make more Olympians and the more next generation.
Yeah. Do you have like a timeline in your head for that, or is it kind of not that far ahead yet?
Like it, as in for what one to build.
Yeah, like just what
Yeah,
you're thinking for yeah,
I think I gotta go home and make sure my dog's good first, and go home and see her and make sure she's all handled, and then finish the rest of the season, and then we'll figure out the timeline for that.